Merry Christmas, everybody. As you can see, we already have snow and are very much in the Christmas spirit here in Warsaw. So, as always, let me know if you can see me okay, if you can hear me okay. I see we've already got 43 people waiting. Thank you so much for coming out. And I want to say right to begin with, I greatly apologize for anyone who ended up getting up early in North America for my live stream, which was supposed to have started 4 hours ago, but unfortunately it was snowing so hard that I had a feeling that if I live streamed, like, the snow is gonna get in the crevices of this gimbal and melt and then freeze up, and for sure I would lose a $200 gimbal, so I didn't want to do that. So I apologize for anybody who got up early. I see my mom here. Привет, Алиночка, привет. Буду смотреть лайвстрим. Удачного показа города. Спасибо, мам. Целую, обнимаю. Всем привет. I see Pablo here. Thank you so much. Yes, it's a shame it's not in the summer, Pablo. I agree. Evilo from Bulgaria. Thank you for coming out. Claude from Montreal. Amazing. We also have Isaac from Ethiopia. Very cool. Michael, Rob. Lots of people here in the chat. Amazing. Very, very happy to see you all. And yeah, this is my last night here in Warsaw before I fly back home to Sofia. So I really wanted to do a live stream, so that's why we're going to be doing it at night. I don't know what the visibility is going to be like in the whole kind of walk that I have planned. I hope kind of the Christmas lights and city lights will be enough, but you know, I usually stream during the day for that reason. Jim Ross, thank you so much. I hope you didn't wake up early. Waking up for a walk and talk with Alina twice on the same day. I apologize, Jim. The first one didn't happen, so I got more sleep. Good, I'm glad you were able to go back to bed. A Saskatchewan girl knows how to deal with snow. You know, you would think so, but it's amazing how quickly your winter adapting abilities go away the longer you're away from Canada. Like, this is a very old word. I don't think any people my age use this word, but my dad used to use this word, a pansy. I'm a real pansy when it comes to the winter now, where, yeah, I do not handle it well whatsoever. I'm literally wearing like all of the warm clothes I have. I have my thermals underneath. Then I have like a wool sweater. I have jeans. This is my winter jacket. I got a wool head dress. I got one leather glove. This I need free to scroll your comments. And it's only 0 degrees. It's only 0 degrees and I'm cold. Imagine in minus 10, minus 20, minus 40 in Canada. Terrible, traumatizing cold. But thank you so much for coming out, Jim, and thank you so much for the PayPal, as always. Very kind of you, and thank you for waking up twice. Much appreciated. So guys, let's get right to it. I think I've got a pretty nice walk and talk planned for you, especially considering, like, I've only been here, you know, a few days. So yeah, obviously I don't know those cities super well, but I think what I'll be showing you today will kind of touch on the main highlights of the city, kind of starting from the newer part, heading to the old town. So let me give you a little view here of the gorgeous Christmas lights that extend all the way to this beautiful mall that they have here, which unfortunately is closed today, as is a lot of things in Poland. It seems on Sundays they like close everything other than, you know, the restaurants, some of the tourist attractions, and and like little corner stores. Everything is closed. Like you go into the mall and literally nothing's open other than coffee shops. So something to note if you're going anywhere in Poland, they really don't do anything on Sundays. As I'm gonna pan here to something super cool, in the midst of all these new builds of this area, we have one of the most iconic landmarks in Warsaw, which is the Palace of Culture and Science, which has a bit of a controversial history, which I'll get into as we get closer to it. But in general, this area that we're in right now, this is the more new part of Warsaw from my understanding. You see all these kinds of, skyscrapers, different company headquarters also kind of behind here. The main Warsaw Central Station is here, so this is really like the heart of the city. And then we've got this beautiful like Central City Park that we're about to go to. So where I'm staying is actually only a few blocks from here, and from my experience, I definitely would recommend staying in this area because then you're like in walking distance or public transit distance of everything. Hello to movie fan Mitch from Virginia. Thanks for coming out. Cam Collins. Warsaw's too spread out for my liking. I mean, I haven't gone to like any outskirts of the city yet or anything, so I can't speak on that part, but in the central part of the city, I think it's, constructed quite well. There are some boulevards that are like very, very wide, but other than that, it's a nice city in my opinion. Hello, Steven from Pennsylvania. We got Tara from Lloydminster. Hello. Claude says, I remember those calm shopping free Sundays. Yeah, I mean, I guess it all is a personal perspective, right? Like some people prefer that, Sundays, unless you're working and the cafes or the restaurants, a lot of people will have that day off, so you can kind of plan to spend it with your family. But then on the other hand, if you do work Monday to Friday and, you're kind of late coming home every day, Saturday will then be your only other day to try and get like everything done, because even the grocery stores, like the big grocery stores, aren't open on Sunday. So it's like you have to either get everything done after work. What in the world is that? It can't be a drone, can it? What am I looking at, guys? There's some kind of 1 second. You see that little thing moving up in the sky? Kind of look. Oh yeah, it is a drone. It's a little one though, because I'm like, it's not moving like a regular drone. It's one of those itty bitty ones, which is probably how they're able to fly here, because I'm pretty sure I saw a sign actually that says no drones. But if it's those like baby ones, I don't think they get detected by the radar. But anyways, what was I saying? Yeah, so if you work like a regular job, it's a bit inconvenient to then only have like Saturday as the main day that everything is going to be open. But anyways, I don't live here, so it doesn't particularly concern me. Oh, this is scary. It is actually kind of icy here. Oh my God. And my shoes aren't 100%. I actually am very excited to head back to Sofia, where I think any locals who live there in Bulgaria let me know. I think it's only like 5 to 10 degrees there still and no snow. So I'm looking forward to heading back to warmer places. And also where the sun doesn't set so early, because here literally it's been at like 3:30 p.m. every day. And that makes for a very short filming day for me. So we'll get an extra hour in Bulgaria, hopefully. Just thinking. I'm just thinking how to show you guys the Palace of Culture in the best possible way, and I think that's going to be from the front. So as I walk around it, Want to say a very big thank you to Costas World of Music Memories, Harriet, Jim, and Yuki. Thank you for the super chat. Hello, Alina. Buy yourself a warm drink. Harriet, Jim, and Yuki. Thank you guys so much. I absolutely will. Oh my goodness, it's been so much colder than I expected on this trip. Like even in Kiev, we had some pretty chilly weather. So I packed, you know, a whole bunch of clothes and ended up wearing basically the same warmest ones every single day because it was not warm enough for everything else I packed. So that was unfortunate, but it is what it is, and I'm not going to complain too much because I will be off to Southeast Asia mid-January, so I don't have 4 or 5 months of this. I'm very happy to say. A little bit is fine. A little bit of snow when it's not too cold, like it technically isn't right now. This I can handle for a little bit. Oh wow, we have somebody from Greenland. That is a unique destination. Hello. Okay, my local Bulgarian saying today was sunny around 10 degrees. Vesco says around 10 during the day if there's sun, 13 to 14. Fabulous, fabulous. Love to hear it. Amazing. Oh, thank you so much, Tanya Ivanov. Thank you so much for the super chat. Very, very kind of you. Love the super sticker. Thank you. Fabulous. As long as they can clean up the runway here, because I was actually thinking, oh man, if I was planned to fly out today, would there have been problems, you know? Because sometimes like this is like packed ice that I'm walking on right now. How the hell do I get to the front of it? People having snowball fights there in front of me. Yeah, I was thinking, oh my gosh, if I was flying out today, like maybe my flight would have been canceled because, you know, I'm flying Ryanair and they only have 1 flight a day. So, yeah, I was worried about that. But I think they should be able to clean things up by tomorrow. And we're not supposed to have snow tomorrow, but I guess you never really know. So I'm gonna hope for the best. Cause, okay, I think I can tell you guys where I'm going, but I can't tell you exactly why just yet. So, super crazy email that I received about 2 weeks ago. I literally thought it was a scam, but then I was like, why would this even be a scam? Like, why would somebody message me about this as a scam? So anyway, I received the strangest email, and basically it turns out it's not a scam. It's a real thing, a very unexpected invitation to an event happening in Brussels, in Belgium, this next weekend. And I have accepted that invitation. So literally, I am going home. I will be there for not even a week. And then I'm going to Brussels for a week. The event itself is only about 3 days, but I figured if I'm going all the way out there, I may as well get some time to like explore on my own and, you know, see Belgium. I've never been before. So yeah, literally as soon as I get home, I'm going again. And then 2 days after I get back from Brussels, my dad is coming. So I have a bit of a crazy schedule coming up here. And yeah, I'm super excited to tell you guys what this event will be. But I shouldn't just yet, but you guys will find out very soon. So the reason I'm saying it is if you guys have any suggestions for things to do in Brussels, please let me know. Because I was kind of, you know, looking online as I usually do, but what is this dude doing? But I don't know. I wasn't really seeing anything that like really jumped out at me. Of course, they have some really beautiful architecture there, and of course, they're known for like Belgian chocolate, Belgian waffles. Gotta try that, obviously. But if you guys have any suggestions, please let me know. Well, we got Louis from Chile. Very nice. No, I didn't know, Marcos, that you can take the elevator in the central building in Warsaw and get a 360-degree view of the center of the city. I did not know. Thank you. Sadly, we'll have to make use of that suggestion next time. Oh, what the heck? I got a comment that the connection the connection froze, or is it okay now? Please let me know. Drinking beer, okay, sure. That's a suggestion for Belgium. Vesco says the sites are scattered around Brussels, otherwise you must definitely see Bruges. Yeah, I thought about doing, you know, a day trip. There's actually some options on Get Your Guide. But to be honest, I'm only gonna have like one full day where the event, well, okay, I'll make kind of 2 full days, but yeah, I don't know. I just feel like I don't want to be jumping around too much. I feel like if I only have 2 days, then, you know, I should just spend them in Brussels. You know, I'm sure there's more than enough to see in 2 days. But yeah, maybe next time I go, I'll take a day trip to some other places in the country. Aw, thank you so much, Miguel and Leva. That's very kind of you. Sadly, I don't think I have much time, as I said, on the trip, but maybe another time when I come to Brussels. Thank you so much, though. Fabulous. All right, guys, we're finally at the front. Oh, and right there, have to say so much thank you to Tom. Thank you for the super sticker, super chat. It looks like you're a fellow Canadian, so thank you so much for that. Very kind of you. Hope you are doing good. Oh, and right after him, Stan. Thank you so much, Stan, as always, for coming out. Get something warm to drink is an order this evening. You are looking well. I'm happy to see. Thank you so much, Stan. Actually, what I think I'll have to use your very kind super chats for to keep myself warm afterwards is some Glintwein, some mulled wine that they have here, because we will be ending up at the Christmas market, and I saw they were selling some nice mulled wine there, and that will be the perfect way to cap off this snowy day. So thank you so much. Hope you are doing great. All right, let me flip here and show you guys the view of, in my opinion anyway, as a non-local, a very majestic building that, like I said, has a bit of a controversial history, in the sense that it was a gift from Stalin to Poland during their communist era. And the hell was that? Better be freaking fireworks after my time in Ukraine. Jesus, that was loud. Freaking scary. Anyways, speaking of Russia, yeah, so he gifted this to Poland, but it was more or less as, you know, a sign of Soviet control over Poland. So it's understandable why, especially nowadays, there are many locals that are like, can we just get rid of this thing? You know, we don't like the memories and the history behind it. Let's build something new. But on the other hand, of course, there's other people who think that what would Warsaw skyline be without it? You know, this is such an iconic building that's been here for a really long time, and luckily, you know, they have done a lot of good with it, in the sense of there's like different technology museums in here, there's different cultural exhibitions, why it's called the Palace of Culture and Science, and they do have a really nice 30th floor observation deck, which I went to yesterday when the weather was fabulous. Very lucky that I filmed yesterday. So yeah, you know, the opinion is kind of split, but for the time being, I think they are going to keep it. because it would cost so much money. Like, the thing is, it would cost so much money to tear it down and then build something else. So sure, it doesn't have the best, you know, form or connotation, but that doesn't mean you can't do something good with it, right? Like, who cares that Stalin gifted it, you know, to Poland or whatever. I think just for the sake of using public funds properly, in my opinion, if the building doesn't have any major problems, like, what's the point of just wasting it? So that's my opinion. Obviously, I'm not a local, so it doesn't matter. That's what I thought. Stan correctly says, I haven't heard any fireworks that sound like that. A jet breaking the sound barrier, maybe. Yeah, no, that was freaking loud. And it was just one time. I don't know what that was. Hopefully nothing serious. I did know, Evilo, that the Canadian actress Nina Dobrev is Bulgarian. She's a very beautiful lady, so it makes sense. Let's see here. Mr. D says you cannot invoke the Stalin name in veins or thunder will strike on earth. Honestly, yeah, it's like, who's that guy from Harry Potter? The bad guy whose name cannot be spoken is like him. And see, damn it, I can't even think of his name. I haven't seen Harry Potter in a while, but yes, maybe it's like that. Yes, Dave Cabinsay says, I agree. I think it's an iconic building. I understand it has a dark history, but it's Warsaw's iconic building, for better or for worse. I agree. Thank you so much, PS. Very kind of you. Amazing. All right, guys, let me give you, actually, there's a lot of messages I missed. Voldemort! Thank you, Voldemort. Yes, that's what his name is. Okay, let me flip the camera here and give you guys another view of this grand, very grand building. If I remember correctly, there's like 3,300 rooms in here. Like, it's a lot. It's not just this building. There's also kind of like this hall all over here, and then it extends like this way, and you know, if you go behind it, like it's a big building with a lot of different stuff going on. So if you get the chance, the 30th floor observatory, it was like 30 in the local currency, which is like $7 US, so you know, well worth it to go to the top and get a really nice view. So yeah, let's keep on heading down this way. I see they do have a Ferris wheel here, but obviously in the winter time, I don't think it's operating. As far as I've been here, I haven't seen it operating. And what they're starting, okay, what the hell is that? There it was again. Did I say Stalin in the last 5 minutes? I don't know. Anyways, let's hope it's nothing serious. If you can kind of see behind the Ferris wheel, I believe they're setting up a Christmas market here as well, because, you know, this is right in the heart of the city, but it's not up yet. The Old Town's market is up, but I think that might actually be year-round. So we are going to go see that. Probably December 1st is when this is going to be up. We even got Hisense here. That's a Chinese company whose headquarters I got to tour when I was in Qingdao earlier this year. It was very interesting. They've definitely made their paces around Eastern Europe. I saw like so many Chinese company headquarters when I was in Serbia, and looks like they've even made their way here too. All right, there's a special street that I need to find to take you guys down. Just reading your comments. give you another view here of the building. Very nice. Very nice. I can't find it now, but I think Rahul asks, was that thunder snow? I don't know. I don't know what it was. There's no avalanches in Warsaw as far as I know. I thought I saw a comment here from Evilo that had asked, you know, what was my oh, there, I found it. Overall, what do you think of Poland? It's one of the few countries in Europe that I haven't visited. So just want to first say, you know, this trip I've only been in Warsaw, and like I said, I'm going home. What the hell do I cross the street? Sorry guys, I need to go back. Yeah, I have to go here. I've only stayed here in Warsaw this trip, but about 15 years ago, I was in Krakow, Zakopane, and then, you know, did some day trips to the very sad, you know, Auschwitz concentration camp in Birkenau. And then we also did a day trip to that famous salt mine. And then I think we did some other day trip that I can't remember off the top of my head. But that's basically, you know, what I did when I was first here, and we were here for like 3 weeks. So that's when I spent the most time here, but that was a long time ago. Obviously, things have certainly changed. So just going off of that background, I think it's a beautiful country, and, you know, similar to Ukraine, it's one of the bigger countries in Europe, right? So it has a bit more of a range of especially nature and, you know, even climate wise to a certain degree. And then as Warsaw being the capital, by the way, the kind of very central city population is 1.8 million. And if you take in the metro area, it goes up to 3 million. So, you know, a fairly large city, has a lot going on. And one of my Polish friends, Kaya, was telling me how, you know, back in the day, Krakow actually used to be considered a better city to live in than Warsaw. But in the past 5 to 10 years, Warsaw has really, like, I guess, found their stride and become the better choice. So, yeah, like from my experience so far here, it's a very livable city. It feels like very like streamlined. It's easy to get around with the public transit. It's fairly clean. I obviously haven't been more to the outskirts of the city, but in the more downtown part, like, I feel very safe. People seem nice, very English friendly too, I would say. Like, literally everywhere I've gone, I don't think I had anybody who, you know, said they didn't understand English and, you know, we weren't able to talk. But once again, in the city center, haven't really been showing you what we're doing here. So let me give you a view. These are kind of like the shopping malls on here. And we are going to take this kind of corner alley to this really nice pedestrian street that I found, where there's lots of cute little shops and stuff. So we're gonna walk down here. Really nice Christmas lights here too. So yeah, like, in my opinion, very, very livable. And it's an interesting contrast seeing, you know, some of the old Soviet bloc sort of buildings, but then at the same time seeing these really nice, like, new modern buildings. I'll actually have it in my main video that I'm bringing out about Poland, like some absolutely beautiful new apartment buildings that they've been putting up here. Of course, they come at a premium. And to give you guys an idea, and any locals correct me if I'm wrong, but from what I was seeing online, in the city center. Of course, it'll be less, more on the outskirts of the city, but in more or less the city center, your average one bedroom apartment is around the $1,000 mark for a one bedroom apartment. If you wanted these like really nice new luxury ones that I'm talking about, those ones would be more in the $1,500 to even $2,000 if you're getting really luxe. But yeah, just like a very basic one bedroom apartment, I was seeing at about $1,000. So any locals tell me if I'm wrong, but that's kind of what I gathered. And, you know, in general, I think many cities in Poland, from what I've heard, have really raised their standard of living and, you know, just really invest in their social services and making the infrastructure really nice for the residents. So Poland is definitely doing a great job, I think, to improve itself. Yes, Marcos, I have visited the old town. It will be in my video, and depending on how long it takes me to walk there, I hope to be able to take you guys there tonight, but we're actually already half an hour in, and I thought we'd be further along for half an hour, so we'll have to see how long it takes me to walk there, because in the cold, my battery does run out a lot faster. So I'm a little bit worried that my phone battery won't last. But we'll see how things go. Okay, good to hear. Pablo says more or less correct on my quotations about prices. That's good. Yes, there are unfortunately scooters in the pedestrian zones, as they are everywhere in the world. They've really become like the new norm for, you know, food delivery, which makes sense, because like it would cost so much money to like be driving, and be so inconvenient to drive around a car, you know, delivering food. Like your gas would cost so much more, and you'd be waiting in traffic for so much longer. But for food delivery with these like e-bikes and scooters that they have, like, yeah, it's the perfect mode of transport for convenience, speed, and not spending much money on gas. So makes sense. Yeah, that's true. PSA. Former Soviet countries, including Poland, look more like the West after the Soviet fall. For sure they do. I mean, in a way, you know, I was in Russia in 2019, and of course, a lot of Russia still looks like the old styles of the Soviet Union, but, you know, they too have very, you know, modern buildings as well, especially in Moscow. Like, Moscow's a world away from the rest of Russia. So I think that kind of happens with every country, right? It's just an evolution, and what kind of buildings were popular 50, 100 years ago, you know, aren't so much now. So everything is bound to change. Привет от Софии. Привет. Dave says, I'm from Toronto. You don't get anything for $1,000 unless it's living with 5 other roommates. No, you certainly don't. I mean, US dollars, so in Canadian dollars, that'd be what, like 1,300, 1,400 Canadian a month. So yeah, you could get a roommate. You could get just one roommate, actually. What a steal in Toronto for that same amount of money. But of course, to be fair, you have to then be proper and compare what the average wage is here in Warsaw to make the proper sort of comparison. Of course, if you can work remotely or you have your own business that gives you the same income, no matter where you are, then of course the world is your oyster. Oh my goodness, my friend Lane is here. So good to see you, girl. Have you found any cute Christmas markets to go to? Well, I'm hoping to show one tonight in the Old Town Market. To me, it looks like a Christmas market, but maybe it's not officially one, because officially I think they all start December 1st all over Europe. So I don't think most places have their Christmas markets going yet, as far as I know. But we'll see. And technically, like, I hope Sofia has one. Do any locals actually know in the comments, like, do we get a Christmas market? Because I know in Kiev, like, even though it's not a top destination for Christmas markets, but they actually have they have multiple really nice Christmas markets in Kiev. So I'm curious if we in Sofia will have them. Thank you, Norman Investing. Aw, George, thank you so much for the very kind super chat. Watching football and your live stream this Sunday from Canada. Very courageous to show us. Oh, almost ran into a lady with a stroller. That would not be good. Let me read your message. Very courageous to show us this special city given the weather. It looks like Christmas there at night. Still no snow in Edmonton. Oh, you guys are lucky for basically the end of November in Alberta. No snow. I mean, let's call that a win right then and there. Thank you so much, George. Much appreciated. And thank you for coming out and spending some of your Sunday with me here. Very kind of you. You know, actually, I am glad, in a weird way, I'm glad that we didn't stream earlier, because I know it would have been too early for most, people, especially in North America. And so far, we've had pretty good visibility, right? Like, the lights actually give enough light to the live stream where sometimes it would be too dark. So it actually worked out well. Only thing is, it is starting to snow again. So I'm a wee bit worried about my gimbal, but it's not nearly as much as it was at 2, so hopefully it will be okay. All right, let me flip here and let's keep going as I read your comments. Oh, perfect. Velichko says the Christmas market at NDK Square in Sofia is open. What do you mean, it's already open? That would be so early, which is great. I mean, I'm really happy that it's, open, but awesome. I'm very happy to hear that. Dragis Sokol asks, hi Alina, what are your first impressions of Warsaw? Do you prefer Sofia over Warsaw? I mean, first of all, this is a really nice street. Just want to point this out. We are basically just gonna be walking this main boulevard where you can see so many different attractions. So if you come to Warsaw, oh, it's such a complicated name to pronounce. I need to see it written out for me to even attempt to pronounce it. But you will know the main boulevard leading to the old town. Walk it from start to bottom, because or start from the bottom to the top, you know what I mean, because it's got a lot of good stuff on it. When I see the name, I'll attempt to pronounce it. So before answering your question, want to say a big thank you for the super chat. Estui, if I'm saying that correctly, 789. Thank you for showing us around. I was in the US military, but I never had the chance to go to Warsaw. Keep being lovely. Thank you so much. That's so kind of you. Greatly appreciated, and hope you do get to visit Warsaw sometime. It is a lovely city, even when it's very cold. So yeah, do I prefer Warsaw? Do I prefer Sofia? I've only been here a few days, so it's hard to say. Stating the obvious, of course, Warsaw is like nicer, than Sofia, in the sense of like it has more amenities. is probably a bit cleaner and just like, you know, prettier. Like, I mean, I'm being frank with you guys. But at the same time, the cost of living is going to be more. Second of all, as far as I know, Poland did not have as, you know, streamlined of an immigration process for my particular case as Bulgaria did. And third, obviously, also the taxes are more in Poland. I don't know exactly how much it would be for my particular case, because obviously it depends, I think, here, unlike Bulgaria, how much money you make. In Bulgaria, it's like the flat rate of 10% plus social security, so it's a bit easier to guess how much you'll pay in Bulgaria. But here, you know, from what my friend was telling me, who's Polish, I think it's at least 30%, you know, it's at least 30-40, so not the highest, I think, in the world, but certainly more than in Bulgaria. So it kind of depends what you're looking for, right? Like, if you're just looking for lifestyle and a more clean-cut city, then sure, probably Warsaw would be your better bet, and you would pay more money for that, which makes sense. But in my opinion, like, I still think Sofia is really lovely. I think it has, you know, all the basics of what I'm looking for. And I'm also doing it because it was like my primary option, right? Like, I was able to get my immigration through there in a more streamlined process. I'm saving so much more money in taxes and in cost of living. So for me, it would make far more sense to live in Sofia for the time being than in Warsaw here. So, you know, whatever floats your boat depending on what you're looking for. But personally, like, I really like both cities. Like, I wouldn't say that either are, you know, bad places to live. Obviously, I think both are great cities to live in. But sure, aesthetically pleasing, Warsaw is probably the prettier sort of city. And yes, Peter, you are right. There are cities in Poland that are way more affordable than Warsaw. Yes, I'm sure there are, but you know, that's the other thing of, like, with my job, I need to travel all the time, so I need to be near a international airport within like an hour in public transit, I would say. And actually, I want to add to that, here in Warsaw, yes, there is pretty streamlined public transit to the Chopin airport, which is like closer to the city central. So if you're flying out of there, fine. But if you're flying Ryanair, like I am tomorrow, that airport is freaking 35 kilometers away and not at all that easy to get to by public transit. So I'm taking a freaking taxi tomorrow because, like, it is snowy outside and my flight is fairly early. So I'm not going to bother with trying to navigate, you know, public transit with all of those issues. So I'm going to spend like $30-40 on a taxi. Whereas in Sofia, as long as it's within, you know, day hours, I can just spend $1 and get straight on the metro. So for my particular case of like having to travel so much for my job, you know, Sofia's airport situation is actually probably, you know, on a whole better than here in Warsaw. So there is that. Aw, thank you so much, PSA. A small cup of coffee for walking outside on a cold day, Alina. Thanks for sharing Warsaw, Poland. God bless. Thank you so much. That is very kind of you and my pleasure. I'm happy to show you guys around. It is a great city. Speaking of which, let me flip the camera here so I can kind of give you a view as we keep on moving here. We're going to actually be coming up to some major attractions here in the next few blocks. Aw, thank you so much to Dennis. Greetings from Krakow from your Brazilian Polish couple and fans. Great to see you in Poland. All the best to you. Thank you so much, guys. That's very kind of you. Hope you are doing well. I think I'm actually gonna cross the street here. Here we go. Polish vodka is the best. Well, I don't know. As a Ukrainian with Russian heritage, I don't know. Do I have to fight you on that comment? Apparently we have the best vodka, but honestly, I don't drink that much vodka, so I can't really be the judge of that. Peter says the mobile internet plans for cell phones are super cheap in Poland and you have great reception. Oh, I don't doubt that. Like, on a whole, honestly, like Eastern Europe is so good for fantastic fast internet that's super cheap. Like, even in Kiev, you guys, like, it is crazy how inexpensive it is, because I was spending a whole month there, so usually I use an eSIM, but in this case it just didn't make sense, because in Ukraine you can literally get a prepaid plan, not even as cheap as their regular monthly plans. I got 100 gigabytes of fast internet a month for 20 Canadian dollars, which is like what, 16 US dollars on a prepaid plan, not a contract plan. Like, amazing. Amazing. Canada and US could never. So yeah. Vesco says she's drinking rakia now. She's a Balkan girl, no vodka anymore. You know what? I do like rakia, actually, like, especially if it's a proper flavored kind, like a nice honey rakia. Delicious. Yeah. You know what? Dare I say, I think I might like flavored rakia more than I like vodka. Like, I really don't like vodka, to be honest. If it's, I guess, mixed with something, fine, but just by itself, it's not a nice drink, in my opinion. I'd rather eat the potatoes than ferment them. Thank you so much, Rahul. Thank you for the very kind super chat. Another week, another excellent European city explored thanks to you. My pleasure. Enjoy your trip to Brussels. Thank you so much, Rahul. That is so sweet of you. Hope you are doing good, and hope Ontario isn't like this just yet. Hope you guys stay warm. And yeah, speaking actually of Brussels, I'll have to see, like, maybe there's a chance I do a live stream there, but to be honest, like, I just don't have that much time, so I think I should use it just for my regular filming instead of scheduling a live stream. But we'll see. Maybe I will do a live stream from Brussels. We'll have to see how things go. But thank you so much, Rahul. Hope you are well. Claude, I don't know about that. Poutine flavored vodka, that's too far. That's too far. I'm a fan of poutine, but not in that way. Maybe the locals can answer this one. Sem Barista asks, do you think there's any kind of Skid Row in Warsaw? Not downtown. I haven't seen anything downtown that that would even, if I could talk, slightly resemble that, but maybe there is somewhere on the outskirts. I don't know. Thank you, Lane. I'm glad you liked my quote. You can keep that one in the bank there. All right, I'm getting cold here, guys. We got to keep moving. What I wanted to show you here in this beautiful square is this gorgeous church. It's called the Holy Cross Church in English. And inside of it, bit weird to be honest, is the, I guess, cremated, I think, hearts of different popes and the famous conductor who, was like I think, born outside of Warsaw, but lived in other places, you know, Chopin. Like, obviously, Warsaw is very much affiliated with Chopin. And so his heart is in an urn in this church. And I went there, you know, the other day, but they had a service going on, so I wasn't able to see the urn. But it was a very nice church. So I don't know if that's meaningful to you, then you can go check that out. That is definitely a unique attraction. And then, to be frank, I'm not sure what this building is. It says Societas. No, I don't know what that says, but something about science, maybe the second word. Maybe somebody else can tell us. But yeah, very beautiful building. Oh my goodness, 2 very generous super chats. Rob Ned, thank you so much. Morning, evening. Yes, $20 for internet. I pay $75 a month with Bell. Thanks for the tour. I know, Rob, it's real bad. I was basically paying, I think, 80. I was even paying more. I was like paying 80 with Bell because I wanted their higher plan the last time I was in Canada. And that was a contract. That was a contract actually, because I brought in my own phone. But yeah, it's crazy how much they charge us in Canada. Hope it comes down for everybody's sake. But thank you so much, Rob. Costas World of Music Memories, a little something for your cab ride tomorrow. Oh my gosh, you guys are so sweet. That's so kind of you. Thank you. I will absolutely use that for my cab ride, because yeah, it was like an hour and a half by public transit from where I am to get to this other airport that Ryanair flies out of. So I'm like, that is worth, you know, $30-$40, whatever I'm gonna pay to not have to struggle in the morning with that. So thank you guys so much. Hope you're doing well. You guys are so sweet. It is a very cinematographic city, I agree. All right, guys, I'm gonna flip here and read your questions as we keep going. But one thing on this corner as well that I want to point out, but it'll also be in my video, like I will have a whole main video about Warsaw coming out, you know, next month, I guess. But this place right here, I think they're actually still working tonight. It's a pierogi place, but it's called Irina, I think Irina Perogi or something like that. Let me get the name for you guys. Oh yeah, Sirena Irina. Yeah, you guys, this place will change your life. Literally was like one of the best meals that I have had in a very long time. And yeah, my Polish friend Kaya recommended it. Get the pumpkin pierogies. It will change your life. And it's so budget friendly. Like I got 3 different things and I think it was like $15 or something, and like incredible quality. So yeah, if you come to Warsaw, was the best meal that I've had here so far, and basically everywhere I've gone so far has been really good, but that one was the best. So yeah. I don't know if you guys heard that, but that brings me to another topic I wanted to touch on. Holy moly, so much Ukrainian and Russian spoken on the streets. It is crazy. Like at first when I got here, I was like, did I even leave Ukraine? Because literally, like, I don't know what the chances were, but the first restaurant that I went to, like I was just looking for a brunch place and this one comes up and I was like, oh, that's really nice. That's a really aesthetic looking place that has all the kind of, you know, breakfast foods that I would love to eat. And so I go there, perpetual Russian and Ukrainian around me. Like Polish was not spoken until a delivery driver came in. And so I posted about this on my Instagram, and it turns out that the place is actually owned by a Belarusian couple. So that makes sense. So it's just been crazy how much Ukrainian and Russian I have heard on the streets here. Like it makes sense for, you know, Ukrainian refugees because it is just across the border. And another thing I'll say that I've noticed about, you know, Poland on a whole is that culturally and, you know, food-wise especially, there's a lot of similarities. There's a lot of similarities between Ukrainians and Polish people. So this might be a dumb question. What do I call Polish people? Polak, I think is the word. Because, like, you know, we have Ukrainians, and I wouldn't just call Polish people just Polish, or would I? Is this ignorant? I don't know. Could this be ignorant? I don't know. I apologize if I offend anybody. But I was just thinking, I wouldn't call somebody just Polish, would I? Wouldn't I call them Polak? Poles. Thank you. Thank you. Poles. I don't know. I was getting Polak. Maybe that's like the Russian or Ukrainian term that I had in my head. But thank you. I'm sorry if that offended somebody. I just couldn't think in my head. I'm like, well, I wouldn't just call, like, yeah. Anyways, I had something in my head. Oh my God, no, oh no, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Polak is derogatory. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. I literally don't know. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry if I offended somebody. I literally did not know what either one meant. Correct. See, this is the bad thing about live streaming, is you say something not so good and now you can't take it back. That's not good. Okay, I'm so sorry. Poles. Oh God, I'm gonna get myself in trouble with these live streams. But see, I didn't know it was derogatory, because then somebody says, Hubert says, Polak is Polish male person. Why is it actually derogatory? I do want to know now. Polkla is a female Polish person. Polak is actually Pole in Polish. Okay, wait a minute. Are you guys just trying to scare me that I said something super derogatory? Because, like, I swear I have heard that said sometimes, so I didn't think it was derogatory. Why is it derogatory if it is? Polak is what Archie Bunker used to call Poles, okay? I do actually know who Archie Bunker is. Polak is also an old European surname. Yes, Polska in Poland is Polish. I think it is, because I saw that on the postcards here, so I think that is. Polak is a territory too. If you say it with an American accent as Polak is a slur in American. Nobody's telling me why it's derogatory though. But why? I'm so confused, guys. But if it's offensive just in the US, how does that make any sense? Okay, I don't know if we're gonna get down to the bottom of this tonight, guys. Nobody's telling me why it's offensive. Okay, Steve Gardner says it's a North American slur. Really? In North America? What happened there from the late 19th century? John says, when I was a baby, my grandma called pull-up pants a kind of diaper Polak pants. Okay. BS says, I think back in World War II, Germany used to call them in Poland. Okay. I don't know, guys, but from now on, I will not use the term just in case. I apologize. Let's just say Poles. So I was trying to say there's lots of similarities with Ukrainians and Poles, not only in the language, just the little bit of Polish that I, know what they're saying is similar to words in Ukrainian. So yeah, in the language, I think there's definitely more similarities between like Polish and Ukrainian than, let's say, Russian and Polish. So that was interesting. And then with food, like, it's actually crazy with all the restaurants, that I've gone to so far. Like, I knew for sure there's going to be, in all of Eastern Europe, there's similarities in food. But here in Poland, this is the closest. Like, this is the closest kind of cuisine match that I've seen to Ukraine. And so that really makes sense because I mean, we're neighbors. So I've actually tried some food here that for whatever reason, you know, I haven't seen in Ukraine as much anymore. Like some things from my childhood. There's this type of like lazy dumpling kind of breakfast dish that I haven't had, yeah, probably for 15 years that I tried here in one of their milk bars, one of these like old style cafeteria restaurants that they have here. So it totally just brought back memories and was delicious. So yeah, on a whole, like the food here in Poland has been spectacular. Highly recommend. 1 second, guys. What the heck? Sorry. Trying to figure out what happened with my chat being a little bit weird. Okay, I'm just gonna flip the camera here to give you guys a view. I just need to kind of figure something out. Okay, all right, I think we're back. I think we're all good to go. Yeah, now we're kind of maybe halfway through this beautiful boulevard, and on the left hand side is some beautiful department stores and restaurants, and then if I'm not mistaken, there's the university coming up, and then right here is a very beautiful church. It's gorgeous. And a tractor. It's actually a little, very little tractor. Steve says you should visit Wrocław when you are next in Poland. It's a lovely city. Yeah, to be honest, I mean, there's so much of Poland that I haven't seen yet that I'd love to see. And, you know, having a friend from here certainly helps. So I'd love to come back, but in warmer months, like it would be great to actually go like skiing or snowboarding if I'm here in the winter. But I mean, other than that, I think all the other main attractions are much better visited when it's warmer outside. So I don't think I would choose winter over the summer here. And actually, this isn't just some stores. I know there's like an Hermes store, but this is actually the Raffles Hotel, you know, very beautiful luxury hotel chain right there. Great location too. If you've got the money, this would be a great area to stay in. Oh my gosh, guys, I gotta be careful walking here. It is actually so slippery. I don't think they ice the sidewalks here? Because I know in Bulgaria they don't. I fell so bad last year when I was in South Park. I just hit like a patch of glare ice, went flying, fell basically straight on my back. They don't frickin' ice the sidewalks there, so I don't know if they do here in Warsaw either. I think it's a North American thing, you know? We ice the hell out of our streets in North America. Like, you go to downtown Toronto, they're just putting sheets of salt all over the streets, which initially is great because, yeah, it's gonna melt the snow and it's less likely that you're gonna slip, but it absolutely ruins your shoes. Like, unless you have a really good protective coating on your shoes, that salt will absolutely ruin them. So hit or miss. Either you're gonna slip on the ice or it's gonna ruin your shoes. Take the lesser evil, I guess. Oh. Agreed, yes. Oh, did I say ice the sidewalks? I meant salt the sidewalks. It's hard, guys, when you're live streaming and trying to not fall down. You say things funny. This is the presidential palace, I believe. As I've said, I've literally only done this walk twice, kind of, in my life, and I still don't know absolutely everything that's here. But I'm pretty sure this is some kind of government thing. Does it tell me? The president of the Okay, I think this is to the statue in front of us. It says the president of the Republic of Poland, Professor Lech Kaczynski, and the president's spouse, Maria, very long last name. So yes, I think that's the tablet. So actually, I'm not sure who the main statue is of, but very beautiful building, especially in the falling snow, which only now I've realized is getting all over my gimbal. Hopefully it will still work after this live stream is done. Oh no, is it buffering? Can you guys see okay? Hope it can. Okay, good, yes. Michael says that it was the presidential palace. I did remember correctly. And yeah, just to reiterate, other than to the far out airport, the public transit here is very good, very reasonably priced. Basically $1 I think is the conversion, like per direction, and it's valid for like 75 minutes, so very, very reasonable for the quality. Oh good, I'm back. Okay, great. Actually, guys, it's good. I think we're actually getting pretty close to the old town, if I'm not mistaken. I think we're like less than a 5-minute walk away, but we are over an hour. My goodness, time has flown by so quickly. So I will definitely show you guys some of the old town, because I haven't gotten a notification that my phone is at 20%. Usually it gives me a notification at 20% and then at 10%, but it hasn't done that yet. So should be okay with the old town. And for those wondering, don't worry, I do have a power bank that I can charge my phone after, but I just can't charge it at the same time because the wire is not long enough, so we'll be fine. Another cool thing I want to point out is right across the street here, you see the red lights, a Ukrainian staple, Pianya Vishnya, drunk cherry. It's this really good, well, I guess you could call it a bar. It's called a Nalivka, which is kind of like a sweet fruit spirit. Primarily, of course, they have cherry flavor, but they have others as well, because Piana Vishnya translates to drunk cherry. It's a great name. So yeah, nice to see a Ukrainian staple here, as well as Lviv croissants is also all over the city, but they've kind of been expanding all over Europe, which is super cool. So, you know, a few large Ukrainian chains, as well as lots of smaller private businesses here as well. Like actually just the other day, I was reading an article saying how, especially in the major cities of Warsaw, they've had a huge boost to their economy because of Ukrainian businesses. Like, you know, not to, you know, only tout up my own sort of people, but, you know, Ukrainians are very hardworking and, you know, my language, guys, going in between Ukraine and and Bulgaria and Canada. I swear I'm like learning my speaking. I'm losing my speaking skills. You know, ingenious, is that a word? I don't know. I'm trying to say that, you know, Ukrainians are actually very entrepreneurial. Jesus, my language skills. They're very entrepreneurial people. And so the article was saying that, yeah, you know, with Ukrainians, many having gone abroad, they are opening up really great businesses here in Poland that have, you know, really made a boost to the economy. So that's, you know, great to hear, because of course there's plenty of places saying, oh, you know, Ukrainian refugees just come and take or whatever, and they don't bring anything. And I don't know, like maybe there's been some bad cases in certain countries, but I think most Ukrainians are very like hardworking people, and the social benefits that they give in most countries really aren't that much. So either they're spending their own money, which is, you know, still a boost to the local economy, or they're working jobs or building businesses in those countries to survive. So yeah, here in Poland, even before the war, you know, it was a very friendly country towards Ukraine. So it's great that they're getting some recognition for the, you know, businesses that they're opening up here, especially in the beauty services department, because as any Eastern European woman will tell you, that like the best beauty services definitely come from Ukraine. Like the level of the you know, artists and talent in those industries is just like the best in the world. Like there's no other countries in Europe that would even come close to how good the talent is in Ukraine. So the more Ukrainians that could open hair, nails, face stuff all over the world, that would be very much appreciated. Let's see here. I'm gonna flip the camera here. No Star Chaser. I sadly haven't seen any Pusata Hatas yet. That's very sad, because I love it too. Velichko says, so many people walking, you would never see this in the USA, Canada. No, I guess that's true. We definitely aren't as much, oh sweet, we don't really walk as much as they do here in Europe. All right. We are basically right at the old town, guys. We're almost there. I assume a lot of it should still be open, because it's not that late yet. It's like, what, it's a little bit after 7 right now. I hope it's still going to be open. And I really do hope I'm going to have a gimbal after this, guys. It's definitely snowing more than when I started. Let's see how good Insta360's waterproofing abilities are, because I know my phone will be fine. Like luckily iPhones, you know, they can even go in the water now and still keep operating, but this gimbal, I don't think it's usually meant for getting wet, but I don't know how much the snow is going to affect it. So we're already out here. It's already, what's done is done, so we'll just hope for the best. The big, beautiful pink/red building is the Warsaw Royal Palace, which I would greatly recommend visiting and getting tickets for before you go there, because yesterday I thought that, you know what, mid-November, not at all the tourist season, especially end of the day, I would be absolutely fine to just do a walk-in. You know, I just want to see the main permanent collection, not even a special collection. Should be no problem. Huge line. Tickets all sold out for yesterday already. So I go online, thinking, okay, this morning before my live stream, I'll go to the Royal Palace this morning because I really wanted to put it in my video. All sold out today. Imagine if this was like peak summertime, it probably would sell out days in advance. So if you would like to visit the Royal Palace, absolutely book your tickets ahead of time online, even when you think it's not the main tourist season, because it is supposed to be really beautiful. Like, it's you know, the largest royal palace that they have in Poland, so definitely worth visiting. But on that note, what's sad but interesting about all of Warsaw, and specifically the old town, is that it's not exactly old. Very tragically, 85 to 90%, as they say, of Warsaw was completely demolished and leveled in World War II. Like, horrible, horrible, you know, damage that was done to the city and the people. So basically everything that you see now in this city has been rebuilt since that time, including the old town. But because they wanted to make it, you know, as authentic to what was there before, like, they really had the best artists, you know, in the country come out and make it as historically accurate as possible. So it's actually kind of crazy that walking around, it does look like it's an older sort of town. Like, it looks very genuine, but at the same time, yeah, if you look closer, it does feel like, you know, fresher building materials, fresher paint. So in a way, they say that the Warsaw Old Town is the youngest old town in the world because it was so very recently rebuilt. So that's kind of a interesting fact about walking around here. And also that even though it was rebuilt, UNESCO has claimed it as a protected, you know, World Heritage Site, even though it's not that old. So yeah, an absolutely beautiful old town that I will show you in just a minute after I say a very big thank you to Katsukate. Thank you so much for the very kind super chat. Hi Alina, greetings from Tokyo. Thank you so much, Katsu. Greatly appreciate you coming out, and can't wait until the next time that I come to Tokyo. So hope you are doing well. Happy upcoming holidays. Very nice to see you. I'm actually a little bit sad that the Christmas tree isn't lit up. I assumed they would have had, you know, some Christmas lights on it. I actually can't remember when I was here before if they had lights or just the, you know, Christmas toys on it. But yeah, it's a little bit darker in here than I anticipated, but let's still, of course, take a tour around. Hopefully the main city square will be glowing. Let's take a walk here. Vesco says, unlike Skopje, there they've done it properly. In Skopje, the buildings are already falling apart, even though they were built just 10 years ago, huh? That's sad. I mean, yeah, I mean, I like Skopje and, oh God, do I say just Macedonia or do I say North Macedonia? You guys know my dilemma. But yeah, in Skopje, they definitely need to do some work on their infrastructure. But at the same time, you know, I've seen worse. I've seen far worse. So there are nice areas in Skopje as well. See, walk down this way first. There's actually a really cute Perogi window up here. You just walk up and get all the pierogies you want. Maybe some locals can let me know, but what are the most common pierogi fillings here. Because in Ukraine, and no, I would say that they're almost one and the same. You know, they're a type of dumpling. Here it is. The most common filling that we have is potato and cheese. But see what they have here, as you can kind of see, it says pierogi with cottage cheese and potatoes. So cottage cheese is a bit different than our kind of cheese, right? So I think it would be a bit different. Then they have sour cabbage, mushroom, spinach, and cheese. And then they have one with meat. That's actually less common, I'd say, in Ukraine. We wouldn't, as far as I know, really have vareniki with meat. That would be a pelmeni. That's a different kind of dumpling that specifically has meat. But here I think, yeah, they do pierogis with a much wider range of fillings than we do in Ukraine. So any polls, please tell me in the comments, like, what are the most common kind of fillings that they have here. Well, yes, I did miss that, and it's a good flavor. Star Chaser, vareniki with cherry and smetana. Yes, of course, the cherry ones are very good. But to me, those ones are like dessert, right? Like, I wouldn't have vareniki with cherries as a meal. I would have that as a dessert, in my opinion. But to each their own. Lane, the world would be a better place with more walk-up pierogi restaurants. I agree. I think that could very much be the recipe to world peace, honestly, especially in this day and age. Oh, I'm losing visibility, guys. I need to wipe my glasses, and I don't know if I can. Oh, aha. It'll help for a moment anyway. 1 second. I had my contacts in, but they were like bothering me, so had to go with my glasses, not expecting that and they're already dirty with a slow fake. Great. I was not expecting a winter wonderland for the second time today. Oh, all right. I don't know how to pronounce the spelling, but golubki, I assume, is similar to our Ukrainian holubtsi, if I'm pronouncing it correctly in Ukrainian. Obviously, guys, I'm a Russian speaker, not a Ukrainian speaker. I would say golubtsi in Russian, and I think it's holubtsi in Ukrainian, which is cabbage rolls. And so, yeah, here in Poland, they have something very, very similar. So I assume that's what you were referring to. I'm gonna flip here. We're just about at the main city square. Oh, and there's Christmas lights. How nice. How beautiful. In the middle, they do have what looks to be a under construction skating rink, which will be so great once it's proper winter time, but still I think it's under construction right now. Oh, good. Yes, Lane says that's how the Ukrainians say it here. Yeah, I think it's more of an H sound, but yeah, both is cabbage rolls. Oh, look how pretty it is, guys. Oh my gosh. I'm definitely gonna get a mulled wine, hot chocolate, so much great stuff going on. Look how pretty it is. My goodness. I mean, it honestly would be a sport to just go to as many Christmas markets in Europe as possible, right? Like, there's so many all over the continent, and there they are making the rink. So pretty, so nice.
A gdzie ty chcesz teraz iść?
Oh my God, I'm hearing so much Ukrainian and Russian around me. It's crazy. uh, I actually wonder how easy it is for Ukrainians to learn Polish, because as I said, you know, it's definitely, I think Ukrainian is more similar to Polish than Russian is to Polish. But at the same time, you know, okay, Ukrainian and Russian are similar, but it's still another language. It's still very different. So I wonder how easy it has been or how difficult it has been for Ukrainians who have moved here to Poland to learn Polish. Would be interesting to know. It's nice that they have lights on the Christmas tree here. See, this is nice. Beautiful. Gorgeous. I'm not sure whether to try and show you guys any other parts of the old town, because unfortunately some of these other streets, they don't have as many businesses, and I just feel like it might be a bit more dark. Let's just take a look here. Yeah, I think it's probably the main city square that for this nighttime walk that makes the most sense. So let me take a bit more of a tour around, since this is so beautiful. In the middle of the skating rink, I don't think I can probably get a proper kind of view of it, is actually a really nice statue of a mermaid. Oh, there, I should remember the Polish word for mermaid was like syrenka or something like that. And yeah, it's kind of like kind of a protective kind of you know, heroine of the city. So I thought that was kind of cool. I love mermaids, mermans from Zoolander. This is a very pretty restaurant. Oh my gosh, I'm actually shocked that like inside these little huts, like look at that, they have just this like huge flame in there going. Is that just to like keep the hut warm or something? That's pretty hardcore. Oh no, and I think my lens is fogging up, isn't it? Or is that just from the lights? One sec, guys. Oh, did I make it worse? 1 second. Oh, I think that made it better. Okay, good. All right, we're back. Yeah, I think it's heater too. It would be cold like once it gets to be like -10, like -20 or something. Like working in these little huts, since there's no insulation, you definitely would need a good heater in there. All right, guys, I think we should wrap things up here, since we are getting to the 90-minute mark, and I imagine my phone battery is probably starting to get low. So I would like to take this moment to say a very big thank you to all of you for coming out today, for spending part of your Sunday with me touring around the beautiful city of Warsaw. I would absolutely recommend visiting here, and Poland in general. Like, I really think it's a country that's, you know, on the up and up, really nice, you know, very I guess, what's the word, very like, well, very smart people, you know, who live here. Like I said, it's crazy how many languages probably people speak here, and the fact that you know, they have good public infrastructure and are really bettering their country. So good job, Poland. You guys are doing great. I definitely would love to visit once again in the warmer season. So thank you all so much for joining me today. I will have to see how my time in Brussels goes, which would be, well, see, that's the thing. If I did a live stream, it would have to be like mid the week after next. And it'd probably have to be, you know, really early in the day in your mornings to do it. So we'll see how things go. Like if it works out, I'll definitely let you know in the, you know, YouTube community portion, you know, at least a day or two in advance. But if not, the next time that I will be doing a live stream will very likely be with my dad, who is visiting me in December, and he and I will be going to Italy for about a week and a half, which I'm so excited for. So I think I'm gonna try and do a you know, live stream from there, but I know I have to be more careful, specifically in Rome, because they got the pickpockets, the pickety pockets that you gotta watch out for there. So I don't know, you know, how much they work on phone snatching too, but it's not Eastern Europe, you know. When you go to Western Europe, you gotta be real careful, because it's a lot more dangerous than it is here in Eastern Europe. So yeah, I will keep you guys updated. Thank you all so much for joining me. Oh, another big hello to my mom. Thank you so much for coming out. And Lane, thank you so much. Jim, Ross, Harriet, Jim, and Yuki, thank you guys, everybody, especially the people who come to every single one. You are very much appreciated. So I'm sending you all so much love. Hope you have a great start to the holiday season, and we'll see you most likely in Italy. Goodbye for now.